What's up everyone, welcome back to the channel, welcome back to another Elden Ring build guide. This time we have a level 150 NG plus 8 build, the perfect Paladin. And in this build guys, you will be utilizing buffs, a few incantations, and pretty much your hammer right here. This is a strength slash faith build that focuses on putting more points into strength than anything else. So guys, the most important thing about this build is your Ash of War. Prayerful Strike is pretty amazing. As long as you know how to time it, you can keep yourself sustained throughout any boss fight. It does take a little bit long to cast. It has a somewhat long animation, but it does a lot of poise damage. As you can see, the Mad Pumpkinhead, for the first time ever, I stance broken. And I have played this game quite a lot. I'm talking over 1,000 hours. And another thing you want to remember is that this build will depend on you buffing yourself most of the time. So keep that in mind guys. You will be using Old Lord's Talisman, which increases the duration of all of your buffs. Is very useful in this build. Of course, we'll be discussing all of that in the build guide itself, so do keep an eye out for when that comes out in a few more days. So guys, another important Ash of War for this build is the Holy Ground Ash of War, which you can put on any shield you want, which will give you a really nice boost to health regeneration as long as you are standing on the sigil that you leave on the ground, and even increases your defenses by just a bit. So if you could do that, stand on that sigil and try to keep fighting while you are standing on it. That is how you would gain the most benefit in this build, as you will be regenerating health, having your defenses getting boosted from it, and of course from all of your other buffs. You are pretty set. And if you have not already noticed, I am not even using Black Flame's protection here. As we all know, Black Flame's protection reduces the potency of all healing incantations, or even just drinking or using, consuming your Crimson Flasks. They both will not be as effective. Your Crimson Flasks and all of your healing incantations, healing over time included. So keep that in mind. That's why we don't use it here, and we do not need to use it, as your defenses are pretty high the way they are, and as long as you know the mechanics of each boss fight, then you really shouldn't have much of a problem. So guys, this is why I call him the perfect Paladin. It's pretty much due to the fact that you can cover almost all of the elements except for magic damage. You can regenerate health really well, and that also helps you not depend on using a lot of Crimson Flasks. You might even be noticing that you will start using more Cerulean Flasks, especially if you know the boss mechanics really well and you're not getting hit too oftenly. Then you will realize how useful that HP regeneration is, as it will always make sure that you are topped up and you know that allows you to focus on fighting more and not worrying about drinking Crimson Flasks as much, as long as you do not get hit too often. Against smaller targets such as this Duelist here, your Ash of War will knock him down into the ground, and pretty much if you can spam it, you will be able to stance break him quite fast. Just remember to stand on the sigil like I am doing right here when you are fighting these enemies. This extra boost in defenses and health regeneration can prove to be very useful. It does require you, again, to know the boss mechanics pretty well if you want to fight them, you know, close combat while remaining on the sigil for the entire duration of the fight, or for as long as possible at least. You should also note that your R1 combo is really powerful here. As you can see, you can keep a lot of enemies pretty much stun locked as long as you keep spamming it really fast. It won't allow them to move sometimes if they don't react fast enough, allowing you to deal quite a lot of damage, and it comes off pretty fast. Against this Draconic tree Sentinel, always spam Stone of Garunk before he gets close to you. That will help you get a stance break really easily once you attack him once or twice after he gets close. And then you go for the Ash of War, of course. This Ash of War is also really powerful against mounted enemies. It will help you cancel their animation, their attack animation, quite a lot. You will see this happening pretty soon, but keep that in mind. As you can see here, always spam it. Just wait for the perfect opportunity. See, again, we just canceled his attack animation, and we will keep doing that until he is stance broken and dead. And in this boss fight here, you should start it up with Ancient Dragon Lightning Strike. It will usually hit all of the targets. Sometimes it does miss, but you can depend on it quite a bit. And other than that, you can also depend on your regular melee attacks, as those are really useful. Of course, Giant Flame Take Thee is very powerful against smaller enemies. It will knock them back most of the time. And then once you're done with the ads, of course, you start focusing on the main boss. As you can see, spamming your Ash of War is really OP here. If a chance presents itself, make sure you always spam it, especially if you are low on health. It really can keep you going for the entire fight, making you not depend on any of your Crimson Flasks and making you want to depend on Cerulean Flasks a lot more. This build almost reminds me a little bit of Alucard's build, which utilized Blood Tax, which has the same pretty much effect. Anyways guys, this is the end of this video. I hope you enjoyed watching, and I'll catch you all in the next one. Peace.